Hello, hello, beautiful souls. Welcome in on this awesome Saturday. Wanted to pop in and do some wild animal wisdom for the week ahead. So we're already, here we are in September, and the week ahead is already September 7th. So anyway, I'm going to pull a few cards, see what comes up. In the meantime, just want to mention the Animal Empath Journal, which is articles that I write where I am literally channeling, bringing in messages on healing and wisdom for animal empaths. That's those sensitive people like us, the ones who sometimes would rather be around animals than people. Also, you'll find a link for my animal communication, which I'm offering virtually. So if you want peace of mind around a fur baby, one that is alive or in spirit, either way, I'm here for you. So I wanted to mention that before we start pulling cards. And somehow I feel like I'm still trying to perk up on this Saturday morning. I hope all is well where you are. I'd love to hear from you in the comments, by the way. Let me know how you're doing. Anyway, the first one I'm pulling is Giraffe Spirit, which has come up every now and then these days. And for me, it's, are you seeing it from another perspective? Look at it from a different perspective. You know, sometimes we're too close to the forest to see the trees. And this says, see the big picture. I didn't even read what it said yet, although I know I've read it before, but see the big picture. So, you know, step back, get a different perspective on the current situation you're in. It could be your love life. It could be your career. It could be where you're living. These are often the three things that I've helped people with the most around, you know, messages from animals or just intuitive guidance. So do look at it in a different way, because you might have an aha moment. You know, that moment of, oh, wait, okay, I think there's this other thing that I wasn't considering. We might be a bit too narrow-minded in our view. So you want to widen your view, see all the possibilities, and you can journal on it as well. Journal on, you know, what's going on, and, you know, make a list. Make a list of the pros and cons of the situation. So that's what that's telling me. And I wanted to move on to the next one, which is Seahorse Spirit. And it says watch and wait. And it's like I see the seahorse, right, who's standing upright, not galloping to whatever it might be, but watch and wait. Maybe things will change a little bit. And again, you'll have more time to see things from a different perspective. And so stand still for a moment. Take a deep breath. You know, as a seahorse, I can see us like we're in the water, chilling out, being in the now, being in the moment, feeling those things that are around us, the cool, clear water, and, you know, really just enjoying where we are for the time being, and waiting to see how things pan out a little. What's that saying about people who are patient, people who wait? You don't need to, you know, jump to conclusions. And I'm picturing a horse jumping, you know, and a horse jumps over fencing or whatever. You don't need to jump to conclusions. Watch, wait, see what's happening, and take in that big picture. Sometimes, you know, I don't think life is mistakes. You know, we just make choices. We make different choices. And whatever choice we make, we learn from it. But sometimes it requires a little more patience. This one's coming up literally all the time. The hummingbird spirit, be here now. And that's what I was just talking about with the seahorse, watching and waiting, being in the moment, being, you know, kind of just with those little fins in the water, not moving too fast, but just taking it slow, taking it gently. And really being in the now, being fully present, and breathe. You know, I have a meditation bench that's underneath 2 trees, ironically juniper trees, which I'm allergic to. But sit out among the trees if you have any, or maybe find some. Be in nature and be in the moment and really feel into that. Feel into being here in the now. And when we breathe and when we relax, ideas come to us. You know, we start to see the big picture better when we're relaxing, when we're waiting. And so do that. See the big picture. Yeah, the giraffe, the hummingbird, the seahorse. They've all got big messages about seeing things from another perspective. And I think, again, not jumping to conclusions. There's so much going on in the world right now. Things are so crazy. Whoopsie. This one's flying out. Oh. Okay. So the ant. I don't often pull that one. Time to collaborate. So the ants are working together. What help do you need in this situation? Instead of feeling like you're all alone, you know, sitting there taking a deep breath, maybe all by yourself, being in the now, seeing that big picture, what support is available for you? How can you receive some help and some guidance? And I was just writing about this in the Animal Empath Journal the other day. It comes out on Thursdays. You can subscribe for free, or you can upgrade and be a member and get more messages. But it's, you know, as animal empaths, we have a tendency to isolate because we really feel the emotions of others, and we sometimes want to avoid people, and we want to just hang out with our animals because our animals are, you know, more peaceful or more content, or maybe they're wagging their tail and they're happy and they're not talking back to us. And, you know, we get that feeling of, I just want to be with my animals, or I don't want to be around people, because I'm picking up on the anger and all these emotions and all these different things that people give off that us empaths, us sensitives, pick up on. So then we have a tendency to isolate. We go and we isolate. And the problem with isolating is that, you know, we're not getting the support we could use. We're not collaborating because we're isolating. So the result is, and I'm going to be doing more on this, talking about healthy boundaries. we need to create healthy boundaries so that we can still collaborate. We can still get that support that we need from other humans. But when we have healthy boundaries, we don't allow ourselves to get hurt and recoil and go away and isolate. So if you've been isolating, yes, it's important to be in the moment and to breathe and, watch and wait and see the big picture, but there's also times for collaborating and getting support. So if you're allowing yourself to be too isolated, think about boundaries, and that's trusting our intuition, trusting our gut, right? Because empaths, intuitives, we have such a great intuition. We're very sensitive. That's why we isolate. But we need to listen to that intuition when it says, okay, it's time to take a time out. Maybe avoid that person. You want to help them, but maybe they're really getting on your nerves. So, have that healthy boundary. Know when to say no in a nice way. We can be nice about it. We don't have to be mean or I don't want to be around you or whatever. You got to protect your energy or you're going to burn out. So it's about self-love and self-respect. So tune into that intuition. And when you do that, and when you allow yourself to have healthy boundaries, then you can collaborate in a good way, in a positive way, and not, not get overwhelmed with the energy of other people. So that's what Ant Spirit is saying. Let's collaborate, but it's okay to go in your hole every now and then and have that time to yourself, have that time to breathe, and, enjoy that. So we need each other. We are kind of a tribal herd. We have our own herd as humans, the human herd. And we need that, whether it's for building a house or making meals or whatever. And again, as empaths, we can really end up craving that if we isolate too much. So remember those boundaries. And finally, Groundhog Spirit, which says time to let go. Maybe there's something you're holding on to. And by the way, this could be around relationships. And this, again, the boundaries come up for me in my mind when I think of this. Do you need to let go of someone who's toxic? Do you need to, we don't again want a permanent wall, put up this barrier. I like to call it our secret garden. We like to have our secret garden that we can escape to, and we can even visualize all the plants and everything. But sometimes when we're in that secret garden, there are weeds in our garden. Imagine yourself, let's do a visualization just for a moment here. You're in your little secret garden. You're surrounded by all the lovely plants with all the colors and the flowers and the things you love. But are there weeds in that garden? And you might feel guilty about pulling those weeds. Like, I don't want to kill the weeds. But it's like the boundaries, if they're snuffing out your joy, if they're killing the plants that bring you happiness in life, it's time to pull those weeds. It's time to let go. So is it in the form of people? or a place or a thing or a career? What is it time to let go of? So when we tap into our subconscious and we start pulling those weeds, it really makes a huge difference in our life, because we're telling our mind, we're telling our heart, we're telling our soul it's okay to let go of that toxic stuff that's been hanging out in our life that's causing us problems. And sometimes it affects us physically. We're holding on to weight, for example, those excess pounds. And we don't want to hold on to those excess pounds, do we? So it's time to let go. Let go. See the big picture. Watch and wait. Patience is a virtue. Be here now in the moment. And allow yourself to collaborate. Get the support that you need. So these are the messages for the week ahead. I'd love to hear in the comments how this resonates for you. What's happening in your life? What's going on that you need to, make changes in your life in a positive way that's going to help you get unstuck and on the right path. Again, don't be anxious. Be in the moment. See the big picture. Put up those boundaries and allow yourself to collaborate for a change. I hope these messages helped you. And again, do subscribe to the Animal Empath Journal, where I channel more messages that I've had people say, your writing has helped me heal. And that's why I do it. It helps people heal. So anyway, so important, these messages for the week and for always. So I hope you enjoyed those. Do book a session as well if you need help and guidance and help from your animal angels too. Peace of mind is the name of the game. We need to find that peace of mind, and that's how we find the answers. So I'm sending you a virtual hug and see you again soon. Bye for now.